In today's video, we'll be making a delicious cake filled with apples, poppy seeds, and walnuts. This cake is incredibly soft and juicy, yet surprisingly simple and quick to prepare. First, we'll peel 1 kilogram of apples, which is roughly 5 medium-sized apples. If your apples are large, 4 will suffice. Grate the apples on a coarse grater. Next, add 5 tablespoons of sugar to the grated apples, along with 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, around 10 to 20 grams. Adjust to your taste. Mix everything again. And set the apples aside to release their juices. In a small saucepan, bring 400 milliliters of milk to a boil. While the milk heats up, measure out 200 grams each of ground walnuts and poppy seeds. You can use store-bought poppy seed mix if preferred. In separate bowls for the walnuts and poppy seeds, add 3 to 4 tablespoons of sugar to each. We'll also be adding 2 tablespoons of semolina. And 2 tablespoons of any kind of jam to each bowl. Stir the mixture slightly before pouring in half of the hot milk or 200 milliliters. Mix everything again. Until the consistency is thin. Repeat the process with the remaining milk for the poppy seed mixture. Set both mixtures aside to cool. Now let's prepare the dry ingredients. Using a 200 milliliter glass as a measuring cup, add 1 cup of sugar and 2 cups of semolina or 400 grams. Then add 3 cups of all-purpose flour and 10 grams of baking powder. Mix everything together with a spoon. We'll need a baking pan, slightly larger than a classic rectangular baking dish used for moussaka. This pan has a bottom measuring 35 by 25 centimeters, with the total dimensions being around 38 by 27 centimeters, including the edges. It's important to note that you can use a smaller pan, but you'll need to adjust the flour amount from 3 cups to 2 cups. Liberally grease the baking pan with your chosen fat. Pour 1/4 of the dry ingredient mixture onto the bottom of the pan. You can also divide it into 4 roughly equal parts, around 220 grams each, for easier distribution. Spread the dry ingredients evenly. Now add the apples on top. We place them first because they're the juiciest part, ensuring the bottom of the cake won't be dry. Sprinkle the second portion of the dry ingredients over the apples. Try your best to distribute them evenly. Next comes the poppy seed filling. Spread it lightly and evenly. Sprinkle the third part of the dry ingredients over the poppy seeds. Follow with the walnut filling. Finally, sprinkle the remaining dry ingredients over the top, spreading everything evenly with a spoon. For a lower fat version, you can substitute the milk with chamomile or mint tea, or even a simple sugar syrup for the final topping. Personally, I prefer the cake with syrup. Once everything is layered, dot the top with cubed margarine or butter, around 200 grams total, including any leftover from coating. I'll use it all. Bake the cake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius. The cake has been baked, bake it for 55 minutes, or adjust the baking time according to your oven. The cake is done when it's golden brown. Take it out of the oven, cover it with a cloth, and let it cool completely. This cake is a delightful combination of textures and flavors. It's moist and juicy at the bottom with a satisfying crisp on top. Enjoy!